What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes. And today we're digging into a beer courtesy of my buddy Andrew from that box that he sent across of Midwestern goodness earlier in the week. This is Hop Nawi from Energy City Brewing Company out of Batavia, Illinois. Although it actually says brewed and packaged in the USA, Energy City Brewing, Batavia, Illinois, and under special agreement, Itasca, Illinois. So I'm not sure exactly what that's about. I don't know if that's their way of saying that they're gypsy brewers or perhaps contracting. I'm not exactly sure what the under special agreement is and different location in Illinois, but that's what I would gather it would be. So if you know anything more about Energy City Brewing, shoot me a note in the comments section. Let me know a little bit more about these guys, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyway, so Hop Nawi is a New England style IPA. And it's actually brewed with, quote unquote, their words, not mine, a boatload of Vic Secret and Galaxy hops from Australia. Smooth bitterness, soft mouthfeel, and notes of orange, passion, fruit, and pine coming in at 7.5% ABV. All right. So obviously almost kind of approaching double IPA territory there at that 7.5% ABV. But yeah, they're calling it an IPA. All right. So let's go ahead and get ourselves into the drill, man. Let's get this beer into a glass. Let's go ahead and obviously take a look at the appearance, get the aroma tasted, and of course we're going to rate it. So super stoked to dive into this guy. Let's go ahead, pour that guy out into the glass. Smell it from here. Always a good sign. All right, so beer pours out. Yeah, oh my God. Absolutely so super full on haze. Absolutely gorgeous looking. Medium to, well, almost kind of like medium plus orange yellowish kind of color being poured out of there. Nice, about a finger and a quarter of really kind of beautiful, kind of fluffy, kind of white head. Some larger kind of bubbles. It's not extremely compact. Looks absolutely amazing. I can already tell that I'm thinking the mouthfeel on this guy is going to be. All right, so looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an aroma. Yum! Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So fantastic nose of, just as it says on the can, super huge notes of passion fruit. Yeah, like a little bit of obviously candied citrus kind of going on. Definitely getting notes of orange and tangerine in the nose. That totally makes sense. But, yeah, and there's even kind of like a little bit of kind of dankness going on. So, like, yeah, Galaxy and kind of Vic Secret makes total sense. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of dankness a little bit from that Galaxy. Man, that just smells really freaking good, man. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely nose, it's significantly passion fruit forward with obviously a bit of that orange and tangerine on kind of an underlay. So, smells amazing, dude. Let's go ahead and give her a taste. Andrew, thank you so much, sir. Cheers. Tasty. Absolutely. Okay, so in the taste, obviously, similar to the nose. Passion fruit, orange forward, slight little bit of, tropical fruits, a little bit of citrus there as well. But, and I think this is, say, Vic Secret. Yeah, so when you first put that beer into your mouth, that hop profile that comes immediately to the forefront is less dank and definitely more herbaceous, which is kind of cool because it transitions itself, right, obviously from a hop profile perspective in the nose to something that's definitely more herbaceous, grassy, green, things of that kind of nature. The beer is incredibly super dry, finishes extremely dry, little to no lingering bitterness. Gonna go back in for one more taste. Yeah, absolutely super delicious. I'm a fan of kind of herbaceous kind of hops. I think it adds an additional layer of complexity to beers. So I'm a huge fan of that particular taste. The one thing I will say is, yeah, the beer finish is extremely dry. Almost potentially too much so. It kind of finishes where it absolutely kind of sucks out any form of moisture that you have on kind of the inside of your palate and in your cheeks, and you're kind of doing the right? You're kind of sucking back a little bit and even kind of creating a little bit of saliva going on there just because your mouth is kind of, hit with that. But it's fine. Like it's not a big thing. The only other thing that I will say is that I was expecting for a bit more kind of mouthfeel. It's definitely soft. There's no question about that. It's just that at that ABV, I was thinking that we were going to perhaps get a little bit of kind of malt backbone and sweetness on the kind of back end of the beer to kind of round things out a little bit. But it's super, super hop forward, herbaceous, and aggressive. Leads into, again, a bit more of those kind of grassy kind of tones, and then the beer just like finishes out super, super, super dry. So one more taste, and then we're going to rate it. It is very good, though, man. Wow. And obviously not knowing anything about these guys, like this is a pretty darn good, first entry and the first beer I've ever had from them. I kind of dig it, man. Really, really tasty beer. All right, so let's go ahead and give this one a rating. So the Energy City Brewing Hop Nawi New England Style India Pale Ale, coming in at 7.5% ABV. I'm super confident to be able to give this beer, I'm going to give it a 4.15 caps. I think it's definitely more and deserves more than a 4-cap beer. It is significantly, significantly above average. I am going to just knock it down a little bit from, part of me wants to give it that 4.25, but where it kind of falls back a little bit is just in these kind of just really, really significant dry nature of the beer. Almost to the point where, I would struggle to have more than one of these just because I don't think I'd have any saliva left in my palate if I did. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of bumping it down, and I know I don't really like to kind of do those, not necessarily fractional, but I don't necessarily like to kind of do those. I kind of stick them in 0.25 increments, but I think this is apt and apropos for this beer. All right, so 4.15 caps from the Craftavore Tastes. That'll do for this episode. I hope you join me again for another episode where I drink, I review, I rate, and then I repeat. Cheers.